Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Before we do anything else, I want you to take a quick second, take a deep breath, and just think about the physical toll you might literally be carrying right now. I mean, so many of us walk around every single day hauling around exhaustion, tension, and just this heavy weight, right? We just accept it as normal. We pack it away and we keep moving. Well, today, we're going to look at that physical toll through a completely different, honestly, kind of mind-blowing lens. Let's explore what that actually means.
So, consider this. What if your pain isn't an accident? I want you to just pause and really let the weight of that possibility sink in for a second. What if that discomfort you're feeling isn't just some random biological misfire? What if it actually means something?
I'm willing to bet you recognize at least one of these super familiar physical symptoms. Maybe it's that tight knot in your shoulders that just never, ever seems to loosen up. Or, maybe it's a persistent ache in your lower back. For some of us, it's this constant flutter of anxiety sitting right there in the stomach. Or even that deep, bone-weary fatigue that a full night of sleep just doesn't fix. And look, society teaches us to treat these symptoms as the enemy. We're taught to fight them, to criticize our bodies, to pop a pill to make the discomfort go away, or to just entirely ignore it. We just push and push, essentially waiting for the whole system to break down.
But actually, there's another way to look at all of this, and it comes to us from the legendary Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. Jung spent decades of his life really exploring the darkest, deepest corridors of the human psyche. And through his monumental life's work, he uncovered this profound, truly luminous truth about our physical selves. He realized the body is a living presence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast. Society basically tells us to view this through a mechanical lens, right? Treating the body like an object, like a literal machine that's just breaking down and needs to be forced back into compliance. But Jung? He saw it entirely differently. He believed the body is not a machine breaking down, it's actually a sacred messenger trying to break through. He recognized that treating our flesh like an object is, hands down, humanity's greatest mistake.
According to Jung, your body is incredibly wise. It is not failing you. Actually, your body is listening with absolute devotion to every single thought you think and every emotion you experience. It literally keeps a flawless record. It logs every emotion you're too afraid to feel. It remembers every truth you were just too exhausted to speak. It holds on to every wound you buried so deep that your conscious mind forgot it was even there.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that Jung got incredibly specific about where we carry these burdens. He taught that our internal organs actually carry the energetic weight of our unexpressed lives. Take the liver. That's where we bear the rage we just swallowed whole instead of expressing. The lungs? They act as a shelter for the profound hidden grief that we keep hidden from the rest of the world. And our muscles? When you feel them tightly clenching, they're often wrapping around the fears that we couldn't even confess to ourselves. It's absolutely fascinating to think of our anatomy as this living, breathing, emotional map.
So how do we actually fix it? Well, to heal, Jung didn't offer a mechanical medical checklist. He didn't just prescribe a pill or give you a simple stretching routine. Instead, he offered a radical practice that he called conscious dialogue with the body. Now, let me be super clear here. This isn't just, positive thinking or some light visualization exercise. This is meant to be a raw, voiced, completely authentic conversation with your own flesh. And it absolutely must be saturated with unconditional love.
Here's exactly how Jung invites us to practice this when we experience chronic pain. Let's walk through these actionable steps together. First up, offer compassionate physical touch. Literally place your hand on the exact location that hurts. This sends a direct signal of safety right to your nervous system. Second, ask it directly. Ask that part of your body, what emotional burden have you been carrying on my behalf all this time? And finally, step 3, once you identify it, whether that's a fear of being alone or the immense stress of carrying the weight of the world, you have to name that emotion and consciously tell that part of your body, I see you, I love you, and I release you from this heavy responsibility.
You might be wondering, why does talking to yourself this way hold so much power? Well, as Jung discovered, the body is incredibly gracious. It forgives instantly the very second you approach it with authentic love and remorse. When you do this, your very cells basically initiate a process of renewal. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Your body cannot be fooled by a performance. It knows the difference between a mechanical, checklist-style ritual and real, deeply felt love. You really have to mean it.
Let's move to how this builds, because to truly clear these heavy energetic blocks, that conversation with your body is just the beginning. Jung emphasized 2 really profound psychological steps to achieve true physical restoration.
The first step is liberating forgiveness. This is absolutely crucial because true physical restoration is entirely impossible if we continue to harbor resentment. Just think about that. You cannot heal your body while clenching your fists at the past. Now, forgiveness is often misunderstood, right? It is not a favor to the person who hurt you, it's a freedom pass for your own soul. By releasing old attachments, we finally let go of the emotional weights that our bodies have literally been hauling around for decades.
The second profound step is reconnecting with the inner child. It turns out, so many of our adult physical symptoms, those sudden flares of rage or those paralyzing, totally unexplained anxieties, they aren't actually coming from our adult selves at all. They're screams from our inner child. To heal, we have to look back at who we were. We have to acknowledge that the burdens placed on us back then were just way too large for such small shoulders. And we have to make a promise to that child that they will never be left alone again. Making this promise actively calms down an internal alarm system that has been ringing continuously for years.
Listen, you have been at war with your body for long enough. Think about how much you've pushed it way past its limits. Think about how often it's been neglected. We are constantly demanding absolute perfection from our physical selves without ever pausing to just ask how it's doing today. That war, it needs to end. Today is the day to sign a new, unshakable covenant with your physical self. I want to ask you to do something right now, right where you are. Place your hand over your heart. Just hold it there for a moment. Feel that steady, tireless rhythm pressing against your palm. Think about the fact that your heart has never once abandoned you, not even in your absolute darkest seasons. Listen to what it has been trying to tell you all this time.
So, the crucial point is this. Your covenant with your body isn't some conditional agreement. It's not an IOU that says, hey, I'll love you when you're finally fixed, or I'll love you when you lose weight, or I'll love you when the pain is gone. No. It is an unshakable vow that declares, I love you exactly as you are right now.
True healing doesn't wait for some perfect future. It begins the exact moment you stop treating your body like an enemy. So, I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder long after this explainer ends. Will you finally stop running and gently come home to your body today? Thank you so much for learning with me. Have a wonderful day.